How's it going, everyone? Delsk here, and welcome to sort of an invention video, my thoughts and opinions. And everyone knows opinions need fuck all on the internet, but I'll give my 2 cents. Anyway, first off, we all know that I went through 1 nerf and 2 buffs, and there might be a lot of jump cuts as I try to think of something to say, and something about that. So yeah, as we know, got the 1 nerf, which honestly for me that totally put me off. Janks have had probably about 2 years at least to start working on this skill. I know it is hard to make a new skill. It is quite in depth, sort of. Did add a lot of stuff, but to me it still feels very rushed. The fact it's in multiple batches, kind of like Alpha City was. But if you look, there's, if I open the skill guide, even in like the milestones, there's like huge gaps on like the main milestones, 60, 99, and about 70, 80. Yes, it's all coming in batch 2, but this shows you that they just wasn't, the skill was not ready to be released yet. And that was obvious by the nerf and then the subsequent 2 buffs. And it's just, it is not the skill I was expecting. It's probably the same for other people. They probably weren't expecting this. When the inventors, especially as they showed all those weapons, I'll probably post a picture on the screen of what people were expecting, what they said we would get, with all like the weird like Drygor thing, Drygor crossbow, whatever was in that staff, had like the seismic wand, the Vertus wand, stuff like that on it. It wasn't what I was expecting, and the way it was originally released, when you like make all the gizmos and that was sort of what I was expecting the skill to be, because that's very, you're actually inventing stuff, whereas it was very inventory's too full, shit, I have to come back for that. It wasn't a passive skill like I feel it is now, when you have to like level up the weapons. That feels very passive because you don't really gain XP while you're trying to level up the weapons. So it's kind of like Constitution and I'll say Slayer's somewhat of a passive skill, because you don't physically go out and train it. I suppose you do physically go out and train Slayer, but HPs definitely don't train HP, like, yeah, I'm just going to go train HP. It's like, it don't happen. It comes with the other XP. That's what I feel like Invention is, because you train for hour and a half, depending on your method. I've been doing God Wars Dungeon, obviously, because I'm a poor scrub. It just feels, yeah, it's very passive, and it takes you an hour and a half, 2 hours, blah blah blah, and you gain the huge, if you get to level 10, the 540,000 XP, which I feel is a lot, and you do need a lot with this new XP curve. 99 to level 360, because I'm at 18.3 million XP and I would already be level 99 if it was. But those makes you, and then changing the 120 to 80 million, so well, it sort of devalues the 120, because the 120 is 80 million XP, which means you only need to you only need to disassemble 160 items. It says only, that's only 160 hours, and which is more than what it was to actually get 120. The first person to get 120 in 1 day, 19 hours, which is a lot less than the 160 hours it would be to get it now. But I will ramble on. I'll probably go over the same point over and over again, and there'll be no fluid to the structure, so I'm doing this off the fly. Yeah, I think the way they had it the first time, the skill, at first, where everyone literally went ham on the hand cannons and the Ganodermic armour. Fair enough, that's what I thought Invention would be. You're breaking down items for very little XP, and then getting all the XP afterwards, after spending a good few hours breaking items down to make the gizmos and using the components you broke down. So I can show you what I broke down. So I was doing the White Knight method, and that there shows you how much like shit I broke down. 10,290 I broke down to make gizmos, and also a load of shield bow. God damn, if I had so much more money, I would I would have done so much higher level. I've had to sell my Slayer tab, or most of the Slayer tab, and I had the 60mm already, so that's 120mm, and then I had about 10mm, so I spent about 140mm on this skill. I'm at level 84, and now I pretty much have no money, but I need to get more components to make more augmenters. I'll fight for weapon. I have a method to get weapons. It's very easy. I don't know why people are buying crystal weapons off the GE. If you don't have crystal seeds, I understand why. So you just get the crystal seeds and you just get the dust. Or there's the way I was doing it, and I made 15 crystal halberds for, I think it was like 3mm. I could have sold that for 15mm, but I didn't want to because I don't have that many seeds. So yeah, I will show you when I finish mining this, because I need more, what's it called? I need more of these, and I need more enhancing, which you get from potions, and crystal flasks are very good. I had 5k of them. I sold half of them to Fat Nooblet. I'm a fucking idiot because I need those now. I do regret selling that because I have no money and he has a lot more money. I should have just said, fuck you Fat Nooblet, you can just buy your own ones. Sorry if you heard that, I was moving my screen remote, so I'm using a TV monitor. But I'll quickly show you where to go to charge crystal seeds up if you don't know. It has been out the whole time, so if you don't know, there's something wrong with it, because it is very obvious. If I don't have any crystal seeds, I think I've used them all. And if you go to this lady right here, you go to enchant, and obviously I don't have any seeds, so I can't actually do it. Okay, exchange. Let's quickly show you with the armor seed. You go to enchant, and then you'd click tune, and obviously you click weapon, and then you get the halberd, the bow, or staff, and you do it through there, and it's very cheap. So that's how you do that. That's how I got, I think I had about 30 seeds. 30? At least 27 seeds, I think. And I've made all those into halberds. I still have 15 if I go to my bank. Alright now. Halberds, where are you? There. So I still have 15 crystal halberds, so that's what? 540 times 15. That's 8.1 million XP just sitting right there, which is pretty good. Shiny Gizmos, I have 2 Thorax plate bodies, and I have 2 augmented damage plate legs left. Well, I got a third one actually because I'm wearing one, and an augmented Thorax. So I need to get more augmenters to augment the rest of the weapons. That's very fucking annoying. Wow. Go back to what I said, the skill being rushed. I really think they should have waited until like whenever batch 2's coming out to just release the whole skill, because there's so many gaps. So like they're adding the augmented tools soon. It's like, why didn't you do that first? Because why didn't you just do that at the same time as the weapons? Because a lot of skillers can't actually train the skill the efficient way anymore, because the efficient way is via combat, which I don't think is very fair. Obviously, skillers have their own restrictions, obviously, but the way to train the skill before you buy the items and break them down and make the gizmos, and then make the gizmos into weapon gizmos, that was very good. That's how I thought Invention should be. And then them to nerf the XP to pretty much, well, halved what it was. So they can still try that, but it's very expensive, and it's very expensive before, unless you prepared, which I didn't, because I had no money. Because if I didn't get hacked, I would have been probably one of the first to get 99. That's probably a lie, actually. But I would have been up there into the top few who got 99 or 120 in like the first 2 days. So I had 2 days off when it got released, and I only got to like level 50 because I was poor as shit. So I had to break down U longbows and all the what's it called? Longbows, white armor, and just chilled in the White Knight's place for ages. I even saw Alkan's Iron Man #1 boss there while training it, even though he said he won't train Invention. He's a big lion scrub. doesn't matter, I can say that he doesn't watch my videos, so I don't want to teleport here. I shall ramble on in the Falcon place. And one other gripe I have with Invention is that augmented equipment looks absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry, but it's just too bulky. It looks like Iron Man. On again, it looks like they just ripped off the Iron Man movies where he's got like the thing in his chest. It honestly looks just like that. I'll probably zoom in on that while in the video. Another nice little graphical bug up here in the corner of the minimap. Don't know if it's just for me. If it's just for me, I feel very special. But yeah, I honestly just feel the skill's very rushed for how long I had to do it. I don't know what goes into making a new skill. I don't work for Jagex. I don't know all the coding, all the blah blah blah. It just feels very rushed, even though they've had so long to make it all. It just feels like they could have done a lot of bad job. They could have done a lot more Q&A, so they wouldn't have to in the first nerf. Q&A? I think it's Q&A. They should have done more quality tests to make sure it's actually functioning. They've talked about they should have done a beta. It's like, well, you don't do a beta for a new skill. This is pointless. But it's just, I feel disappointed slightly. I mean, it was I'll say it was a fun skill. It wasn't really that fun. It was fun because there was something different to do on the game, but even then it wasn't really that different. Breaking down stuff, it's just like alking, just like auto alking basically, and I feel they could have done it a lot better even if they just waited another 6 months or however long it is till batch 2 comes out and just released it all then, because at least then there wouldn't have been the huge like gaps in the skill. So then if you were watching the Q&A, they actually answered my questions. I said, will batch 2 focus on post 99 or will it focus on filling in the gaps from 1 to 99? And they said it's to fill in the gaps. So it shows you that whether they didn't, I don't know how to say it. I suppose they wanted us to experience the skill in its like raw form and then fill it out later on, instead of just making you dive in head first with the new stuff. That's probably why they did it. But they should have definitely tested all the XP rates. They were saying that it's going to be 200 hours for 99. They got 99 in less than 1 day. The people that are spending billions and billions of GP on it, fair play to them. If they got the money to burn, clearly did, and they got rewarded for it. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of players got annoyed, because, well, there's no point nerfing it now because the damage had already been done. Like the top rich players, or the top pages, most of the top pages anyway, spent all that money into getting to the rank 1, rank 2, getting the first 99, first 120, blah blah blah, and everyone else thought, well, what if we wanted to do that when we eventually got all the money up? So, well, you can't do that now because the rich people exploited it and basically ruined it for the rest of us, basically. Because I think I got some fungal, I didn't get any explosive because fuck camping hand cannons. I got 152, which I got from leveling up my augmented notcher staff to level 10. And I actually siphoned it the day before they buffed siphoning, so I only got 15,000 XP for siphoning it instead of the 150k, 200k I would have got. And I was quite annoyed because it took me about an hour and 20 minutes at Ganodermic Beast. I made quite a bit of money. Well, I didn't actually, I just broke everything down. But yeah, I have been rambling on for quite a long time. And I've probably not made a single good point. So yeah, I'll probably go... Oh god, I should have planned this out a bit more. Doing it off the fly is how I wanted to do it, because that's how I do all my videos. They're all off the fly. I never scripted a single video. That's probably why they're all so trash. As Jack Films say, throw it in the trash. That's cringy. God damn. I gotta stop saying, God damn, someone said I gotta stop saying it. Well, fuck you, whoever told me to stop saying it. I gotta stop swearing as well. I try to stop swearing in my videos, I try. It's just a force of habit, as I'm English, and the English love to swear. Maybe. I might just talking out my arse again. Arse. I'm English now. Sorry. Just up them in an Ari. This video is going to be fun to edit. I'll try and edit out all the ums and ahs, all the jump cuts. Ooh, ah, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. Ting, tang, well, bing, bang. Yeah, on to go. Post in the comments what you think about Invention, and don't forget to ask questions for the coming up Ask Q&A video. And I'll try and start doing some Slayer. I said I'll do Slayer when I get 120, that's not gonna fucking happen. I'll probably start doing Slayer when I get 99, so at least then I have access to the max cape. So yeah, I will see you in the next video, and hopefully it'll be more entertaining. Goodbye.